Go.
I'm nervous. What do I say?
All right, we're ready.
Oh my gosh, why are we doing this? Hey, everybody, this is Stu Brody in San Diego, and welcome to our first Sunday call. And I want to especially thank Shawn and Michelle Poe, because this is typically their call that I think happens a little bit earlier. But a couple of us leaders got together and we were collaborating about what we could do to help everybody in our teams in a unified front to get your team into momentum and to get everybody else's team, to wherever they want to go, whatever their goals are. And so we kind of looked at where we came from and what we did. And the history is, just briefly, is that Carrie and I used to put up with so much garbage at the leadership meetings. We used to have these things called field advisory board meetings. And we would just get hammered by all the other leaders that said, we are not talking about opportunity. And we kind of thought to ourselves, why do they care how we're presenting our business? I mean, we're getting duplication and we're growing, at a rapid pace. We've got a lot of customers, which gives you a solid, reliable business. And we just couldn't understand it. And we kind of figured that probably they didn't have a lot of network marketing experience or whatever the case may be. But we've always stuck to the course. Well, everybody else was going off on tangents and creating all kinds of things. Now we see these launch calls and all this stuff. I think that's just another step, in getting people to do what we want them to do and what we've always wanted them to do. And that is keep it really simple. People have busy lives. You don't want to overwhelm them. And we just want to show them the ABC. We want to see if they're open to looking at something. And so when we look at opportunity and product, we kind of look at it in the same context. Carrie and I would not be here, and probably many of you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the product. The product is the glue that holds our entire company together. And we feel that that should be out in front of everything. You can always talk about big money and free time, and you can always go into opportunity if you choose. But the first thing is you got to find out if people are even interested in looking, right? So our philosophy is to get the people to watch the ABC first, look for their pain, find out what they're looking for, see if we can fill that with what we have here. And I mean, Carrie and I'm not bragging or boasting, but we made Pro 7 in 5 months. And we only had 2 products. And I think Sherry Gillespie wasn't far behind, and Carrie Williams and Maria weren't far behind, and other team members weren't far behind. And we only had 2 products to focus on. Now it's a little bit more convoluted, but we're hitting multi-billion-dollar vertical markets in the weight management and, healthy energy drinks, food for the brain. And now instead of just having one anti-aging cream, we have a total regimen. And now we have Nerf One. So we've got a lot more to deal with. And I'd just say again, and I'd repeat this over and over again, just keep it simple for folks. You'll get much, much faster duplication. And I tell you that I send out welcome letters to our entire organization. I still do. And I know who's doing what. And I can tell you that the people that are on Facebook and talking about the thousands of people that are signing up and they're doing this and they're doing that, I can tell you it's just not true. So don't get intimidated by what other people are doing. It's just promotion. It's just a bunch of bull as far as I'm concerned. I mean, let's keep things real. So the reason we only allowed this for our team is because we only have limited capacity. We only have about 200 seats. We will increase it if we see the demand. But our vision and our idea moving forward is you've got the Monday team call. It's an update, training, and a recognition call. That's what we try to make it be every single Monday, and we've done that for almost 7 years. You have the Thursday evening opportunity call, which you can plug people into. We want to make sure that people see the ABC first, and that's really been, our whole desire to begin with is get people to watch the ABC first, and this would be like a second look or maybe a third look. But now we're only going to have elites doing those calls. That's the one thing that we changed. So it's going to be by invitation. We need to get some other elites into the fold. We haven't had a chance to do that because we've been trying to organize what we're doing already. And just even having 5 or 6 or 7 people do this has been, quite frankly, really, really crazy. I got to show you guys something real quick. Hang on. Here. Yeah, look at this. Look what I've got here. You know who this is? This is Ella. She's our oldest granddaughter. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, time flies. It's been 19 months, and Ella is just absolutely amazing. Anyway, just had to show her she was knocking on my door. So, and I'm kind of like Carrie. I'm ADD, so I get distracted easily. And now what we're going to add, with Shawn and Michelle's good graces, is we're going to add a Sunday training call. Now, this is not just going to be all over the place. It's going to be specific. And guess what we're going to train on? Yeah, you probably guessed it. The blueprint. There is no other training. That's our training. I don't care what you're seeing out there in hype. There's nothing that's changed. We're going to show the ABC. We're going to have an opportunity call to follow up on that on Thursdays, and we're going to have a Sunday training call. And that's what we're going to do. And we just wanted to invite you guys to plug into it if you want. If you're in a group where your leader is doing other training, I'd say plug into that. Plug into whatever you're comfortable with. But we're going to have 7s, 8s, and 9s, and obviously Carrie doing these trainings. And it's going to be based on the blueprint, and it's going to be like 6 modules. The 6 modules will repeat on the 7th week, and we'll go through 6 again. So I was only going to take 5 minutes. I can't tell you how excited I am working with Carrie and Maria and Carrie Dickey, and that's Carrie Williams, Maria Williams, and the Pose, and Mark and Pam Gordon. And we've all been collaborating all week trying to decide how we wanted to move forward and get us, our team, and you guys to where you want to be and get us into a momentum. And it's just a matter of the number of exposures you make. Nothing has changed. If you expose more, you're going to earn more. Your team's going to grow faster. The last point I want to make before I turn it over to our next guest real quick is you've probably heard a lot about these $50 enrollments. I've been in the industry for 28 years. Every company has to have a at-cost enrollment package. We've had that from the beginning. But I'll tell you that people are going to duplicate the way they came in. And if you bring them in with just a starter kit, they're not going to ascend the marketing plan very quickly. I mean, just think about trying to get to Pro 3 and having, maybe the silver package, $250, PV. Think about how many people are going to have to enroll in your group compared to a gold package or a platinum package. Now, I'm saying, you go where people are and you help them out and you try to get them started. But I'm just saying that I have never, ever, ever signed up anybody with a $50 package. If I have, I would rather make them a preferred customer first. So I'm protected for 6 months. They can't sign up with anybody else. And if they decide to upgrade, then I'm going to be there for them. And that's the main, and I'm going to get the offset on my auto ship, and I'm going to build up a customer base. But I would not be signing people up for $50 and a bottle of Pro Tandem. That's not our company. That's not our culture. The company had to do that because they wanted to comply with the Federal Trade Commission and make sure that we were safe. It doesn't mean this is your business. You don't have to offer a $50 starter kit, and I wouldn't. And I'm telling you, in my entire organization, I don't know anybody that signed up for $50 in one of these other groups or teams that's doing anything. I have people that I signed up with a platinum pack that fall out of the business, So enough of that rant. I'm really excited to be with all of you. And I'm really glad that our leadership is collaborating. Again, we want to add more people. We've got Sherry Gillespie. We've got a whole bunch of people, Marcy and Amy. And I mean, there's just a Judy Allman. I mean, we've just got a ton of people that we just haven't got to the point of inviting them yet. Now, last point, and then I'm done. We aren't going to start this training program on Sunday till after Super Bowl. So it's going to be 2 weeks from today. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce the next speaker. She's a tight friend of mine. Let me tell you that one of the best things about this business is the people that you collaborate with, the people that you work with, the people that you party with. You get to know their families. It is just amazing. And we've got really a tremendous group of people here. And no other than my great friend. She used to work in a foundry as a human resource officer. She doesn't have any network marketing background to speak of. And here she is, an elite Pro 9. Maria Williams, I love you, and it's all yours. Maria.
Thank you,
Maria?
thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm kind of in the dark here. I'm in my car because I'm at a party and I had to step out to do this. And I said the best place is in the car where I'm quiet. So, and when I turn to the light, it breaks up a little, but I'm going to do the best I can here. Excited that everybody, got on this call and we filled all the seats. That's what we want. We want to create momentum in our team. We want to create it. And why we're doing this training every Sunday is for that. So this training is all about going back to the basics. People ask me, how do I talk to this person? What do I send? What do I do? And I'm like, lately it's like everybody's been asking this, and I'm saying, why are you asking this? It's the same thing that we've done for 7 years now, is show them the ABC. So we're going to go back to the basics in training. We're going to teach you what we have done and that works. That's all I can teach you, is what I've done that's worked in our team. But we have a lot of information, but you've got to start with the ABCs. One thing I heard Tony Robbins recently, and he said he runs multiple businesses, very complex, but he keeps everything very simple. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Not more than that. And that's what we have to really get huge duplication here. And I think with this Sunday night training, we're going to get the duplication. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't train your new distributors. Like, you have to train your new distributors. It's part of the process. But the good thing is, when they get on the calls, we're going to reinforce what you've trained. They're going to hear it a second time. People don't retain everything when they hear it the first time. So they're going to hear it again, and it's going to be a consistent message that you're hearing throughout all of us. I've done a couple of trainings, and those have been very well received. I did a get started, and then I did a three-way call training, how to do three-way calls, and all of those were very well received. So that got us thinking that we need to do this training. We need to teach people, because we're getting so big, and it gets diluted. So the whole thing of this is to get tight, is to have really good training consistently, so people are hearing the same message over and over, and go back to the basics. Honestly, I'm hearing a lot, well, they're doing launch calls. We want to do launch calls. Launch calls are adding an extra step. I'm not saying they're bad or they're good. I'm just saying the first step is get someone to watch that ABC. Like Stu always says, see if there's a pulse. See if they ask questions. See if they get excited about it. If they do, then the next step, our launch call is our Thursday opportunity call. That is the launch call where you got to get people on. So love you guys. I am so excited about this training, and you're going to hear the same message, different sometimes perspectives from people, but it's going to be the same message. And I think this is going to help you tremendously. So we have 3 main calls, and you just got to get your team, everybody consistent on the same page. Love you guys, and I'm going to turn it over to sweet, wonderful, amazing Michelle Poe. This woman has a heart of gold, and she builds her business with integrity, with honesty, with just her heart, because she knows what we have our hands on, the blessing it is. And Michelle had no network marketing experience and has built a humongous business. And how did she do it? Following the basics. And she is awesome motivator. She knows how to motivate, and she knows how to recognize her team. So she's going to talk about why motivation is important on Monday morning calls, and why recognition as part of that, and just recognition as a whole, is super important. Tag, you're it, Michelle.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Thumbs up. All
Thumbs
right,
up.
beautiful. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everybody that's joining tonight. I know it's Sunday evening, and it's family day, and we just absolutely love you guys all so much, and that is why we are here, because we care so much about each and every one of you. And so all of us talking and getting together, and we have this massive excitement. I mean, when Dr. Gordon did the Thursday night call this past week, you guys, do you know how many people were on that call? 899 people were on that call listening to Dr. Mark Gordon. Does that mean people are excited? Yes. So now we have to get back to getting crazy. And so how do we do that? And we talked about, from the very beginning, what did we do and what do we have right now and what do we know that absolutely works? And one of those things is the Monday morning motivational call that Master Pro 10, Carrie Dickey, and Elite Pro 9, Stu Brody, have been doing for years, since day one that Shawn and I got started. That call has been there, and that call was, that was my plug-in. That was what taught me how to do this business. That is what got me really inspired. That is what gave me belief in how to do this business, gave me belief in the industry. We had never done network marketing before. I heard stories of people's testimonials on the health side, on the business side. I heard about books on personal growth that I had never heard of before. Never. Those of us that have been doing this for a while, or some of you that are just getting started, you hear, the personal growth and how that's the greatest blessing that is unexpected, and how we just grow and we grow and we grow, and how our business is never bigger than who we are as an individual. So we learn how to grow in those aspects. When you're on those calls, you're going to hear things and you're going to think of more people that you can go out and bless. You're sitting on the call and you hear about some certain testimonial and you write the name down, and right afterwards you're like, okay, I need to call this person because I just heard this. It is something that I have not missed. If I can't be on it live, you guys, I always listen to the recording. And so they are every single Monday at 11 o'clock Central. So 10 o'clock Mountain, 9 Pacific, noon Eastern. And that phone number, if you have a pen handy, is 712-432-0075, and the access code is 699737. 712-432-0075, access code 699737. Now, you guys, Stu Brody sends an email out every Sunday night in regards to this call. And he will give you the call-in information. We have call-in for our family up in Canada as well, and he puts that information in there too. Plug that number into your phone, put it in your calendar, and put an alarm on your phone for an hour before and 10 minutes before or 5 minutes before the call so that you do not forget that call. It's the same number every week, okay? I have that on and my alarm goes off every single week. I do recognize many of you are at work, so you can't listen to that call live. Stu, immediately after that call is done, he sends out the replay. He sends it out in an MP3. He also sends out the phone number. I challenge you to make sure that if you cannot listen to it that day, listen to it that afternoon or that evening. Because if you don't, life will get in the way. You'll have other meetings come up. There'll be other trainings. Different things will happen. So make it a point to have it happen, because at the very beginning of those calls, here's what happens is, Stu, we have a call right before that for the Pro 4s on up. And it has listed out all the information that you need to know. Anything on incentives, any trip information, any promotions that are going on, if there's any specials for product, LifeVantage Academy, who's going to be speakers, if there's John Maxwell ticket and update information, anything and everything that you need to know, Stu will talk about at the very beginning of the call. It is critical that you have that information. And then after that, more people are brought on. So again, make sure that you listen to it, and I'm telling you, you're just going to need it every week. Let's see. In regards to the rest of that call, you guys, most of it's going to be either teaching, it's going to be motivation in regards to, what's going on. Try to take my notes here. And it's going to be recognition of different people. So I challenge you who are out there to get on that call. We as leaders love to have people reach out to us and say, hey, I would love to have I would love to have Chrissy on the call this week. She's got 6 kids. She drove 5 hours to get to this LifeVantage Academy. She's absolutely amazing, and she's got to tell this story about LifeVantage Academy and what she heard in these business tips. Or you want to have somebody that just had a meeting and they're brand new and you want to hype them up. You want to motivate and inspire and bring forth your people and have them be in the spotlight. These calls too, you guys, some people don't need the motivation. Some people say, I don't need this, I don't need that, but you're going to get those tips. This business is mindset. Would you agree? It is completely a mindset. You're going up, you're going down, you're going up, you're going down, and you want to start your week off right. You want to be filled to the brim, and when you get off the phone, you want to be sharing with people all these different things that you heard, all these different testimonies that you heard, and just skills. This is how you're going to get good. This is how you're going to become a professional. And again, I challenge you guys to think about who can you put on this call every week on Carrie and Stu's call. They want to have new people on there, and really everybody should be fighting to be putting people forward on these calls, because if you are putting one of your people onto their call and they get on and they share something, of course they're going to be a little bit nervous. Ooh, hopefully that's working. I think somebody took over the screen.
Whoever did that, no. Bob Anthony, no. Bob Anthony.
All right. So Shawn, I'll get it figured out. There we go. But anyway, make sure that this happens. Get people onto the calls. Get motivated. Get inspired. Learn. Anything else on that, Shawn? I could talk all day on it, but really, really important. And, recognition, you guys, in LifeVantage, I think it's the number one most important thing that we can be doing for people. For many, many people, recognition is with us here at LifeVantage is all the recognition that they've ever had in life, or that they even get all throughout their day. So let's be there for our people. Let's pump them up. Let's share exciting things, whether it be on Stu and Carrie's call, or within text groups on Facebook. Just promote your people at meetings, bring them and introduce them and pump them up. Share as to why they're such incredible people, because they are. All right, I'm going to pass it on over to Dr. Mark Gordon, the gentleman I just talked about for the Thursday night call. But make this a point, you guys, okay? Monday, every Monday. If you cannot listen live, listen when you get back home, when you're cooking dinner, when you're folding laundry, when you're getting ready. All right, for the evening. Dr. Mark Gordon is a dear friend of ours, an elite Pro 9, retired over a year ago from his cardiology job at the Heart Hospital. And I can tell you this man is absolutely free now. With him living close, we always knew when he was on call, the type of stress and the hours that he would have to put in. His pager would be going off. And people say, I'm busy, I'm too busy to do this job. Or, with LifeVantage, this guy did everything outside of the cardiology clinic outside. So he is here, and he is going to be sharing. What do you got?
All right. Can you hear me? Thumbs up.
I thought you were pulling up. Take it over, Mark. Thank you. You're such an incredible person and leader. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Michelle. So does this kind of look like a horror movie with me sitting in the car and having the light on my face, kind of like Maria? Kind of look like that. Anyway, we want to do a kind of a rev up of the Thursday night opportunity calls that have been going on for years, frankly. We're using these now really as a first or second exposure for people who are just wanting to hear about the information. And with that, we're going to change the format up a little bit. For those of you that were on the call this past Thursday night, you noticed that we had somebody to introduce the presenter for the evening. So in that particular case, it was Maria who introduced me, and then I did the opportunity call, and then Maria closed it kind of with a call to action, so to speak, at the end. And that's what we're going to be doing from this point forward. We're going to have top-notch distributors, either elites or perhaps Pro 6s, who will be doing the presentations, doing the introductions, and so forth. And we plan to have just top-notch meetings that you can plug your people in and know consistently that you're going to get a top quality presentation from those folks. So you don't need to be worried about what type of presentation you're going to get when you send your guests to these Thursday night calls, they're going to be top notch. And we're planning to put our best foot forward with these. Now, I love what Stu said at the top of this webinar about how it's the product that really pulls us all together, holds us all together. And I couldn't agree more. And that was the reason why I got involved with this in the first place. It was, for me, all about the product, not at all about the business. That came for me later. And when I've done opportunity meetings in other places, I've done surveys of people to find out what percent of folks were initially drawn to this company because of the product and what percent were initially drawn because of the opportunity. And inevitably, it's pretty consistent. About 75% of people are drawn to this initially because of the product. If you're initially drawn to this because of the opportunity, that's fine. In fact, Darren Jensen did a review of their statistics, and he found that those people that got involved because of the business frequently switched over and became product people. And likewise, those people that got in because of the product oftentimes switched over to business. So what he tells us is, I don't care how you get people in, just get them in and it all sorts itself out. And so with these presentations on Thursday evenings, you're going to get good, solid information about the products, about the company story, and you're also going to get a business presentation with that. So, you can expect to see that on a weekly basis, and we plan to make this as reproducible as we can. I'm sorry, my lights just went out here. Let me try to get them back on. We want to make this as reproducible as possible. And so what we want to do is form a template for you guys to be able to follow when you do your own meetings. Now, obviously, these are going to be 30-minute meetings, so they're not going to be a full hour-long opportunity meeting like you might see if you went to a hotel meeting or something like that. But we want to give the basics, and we want to leave people asking questions, because it's in answering their questions afterwards that you get people to move forward. You get their questions answered, they go, oh, okay, I understand. We've always talked about how the meeting after the meeting is really the most important time. And so as soon as these opportunity calls are done on Thursday night, if you had guests on that call, it's your job to call them right after the opportunity meeting is done. It's just as if you had shown somebody the ABC, or you sent them the link for the ABC investigative report. You want to follow up with them immediately after they've viewed that. You want to follow up with them immediately after they've viewed this opportunity call. And the other thing that you need to know, obviously, since it's a phone call and not a webinar, we won't be showing the ABC News investigative report on these. And so it's best, if you can, to get your prospects to watch that ABC News investigative report prior to getting on the call. That doesn't always work, and if it doesn't, that's fine. That can be their homework assignment as soon as they're done watching or listening to the opportunity call. But we really think that this is the best way to do it. Maria talked briefly about these launch calls that seem to be popular amongst some teams. I've done some of those launch calls, and I agree with Maria. To me, it seems like perhaps just another step in getting people the information, because all you're doing is giving them a tidbit of information, and then you still have to take them to the ABC News investigative report, tell them about the products, tell them about the business opportunity, which isn't really what's done in a launch call. So I'm planning on using our Thursday night opportunity call as a replacement for these launch calls. So, every Thursday night, there is going to be a launch call, which is actually going to be an opportunity presentation for your guests. So it doesn't matter if you don't live in Sioux Falls, or you don't live in Denver, or you don't live in some town that's got a lot of meetings going on. If you're out in the hinterlands, that you've always got some place that you can send your prospects to every Thursday night to get a good quality presentation. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about, the motivational call on Monday morning that's been going on for years. And I'm really excited about this Sunday night training. And I think that between those three things, the motivational call on Monday, the opportunity call on Thursday night, and the Sunday night webinar training, we're covering all of the bases that people need as they get started as distributors, giving them every aspect that they need, every tool that they need to be successful. So plug into these things. We're excited. We think that this is going to launch people, and we think that we're going to have tons of rank advancements as a result. So with that, I am going to turn it over to our next speaker, who is Carrie Williams. Carrie is an amazing person. She's an Elite Pro 9, works her tail off, You know, when you say the meeting after the meeting is the most important part, she is always the last person to leave the room after an opportunity meeting. She literally will talk to everybody who hangs around to ask questions, and she's helped our business immensely, and we couldn't have done it without you. Carrie Williams, are you on the line?
I'm here. Thanks, Mark. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So I am just so excited, you guys. I can't even tell you. I am over the moon excited for everyone collaborating, pulling together to help launch everyone's group into momentum. So I'm excited about these 3 calls that we're doing, and that there's truly a system to plug into everyone, or plug everyone into. So for this Thursday opportunity call, you know, what a phenomenal opportunity to get to hear from leaders, from experienced distributors, to hear from Dr. Mark Gordon last Thursday, 900 people hearing from him, or to hear from Shawn and Michelle Pell or Maria or everyone on there. For your prospects to get that opportunity, and then also for you to learn and listen to. When we were there, you know, just getting started, I can't tell you how many Thursdays that's what we did. Just you jump on the call. Ideally, get your guest on the call, 3-way them in so you know they're there. But if you don't have someone on the call, get on there and learn those tidbits, things like that. Has anyone ever heard, oh, my contacts, they're all across the country, right? Well, get people like that on the call. Great, plug them in. Or some people say, oh, my upline's across the country. Great, use these calls. You don't need your upline right next to you. Get them on the call. Or maybe your upline's not really active. Who cares? You have this amazing, tremendous community to help you. But truly learn from the calls as well. You know, like Michelle said, use it to build your belief, hear stories, to learn tidbits. Stu always says one idea can change your business. That is absolutely true. I've seen it happen again and again. Use it, as Mark said, as a second touch as well as third-party validation, and so people can truly see the bigger picture. And then we're going to promote event to event. So then you're promoting to next, the Sunday training. So again, you're brand new. What do? You sit down and you go through the blueprint with someone when you have a new distributor, but plug them into the Sunday call. Don't wait for LifeVantage Academy a few weeks from now. Don't wait to get started. And how awesome, again, to be hearing the same message, but from a different person, a fresh perspective, a different background, but all communicating the same thing. And then the Monday motivational call. As Michelle said, your mindset is critical. It's everything. Does anybody ever feel stuck? Maybe you feel like you can't get anybody to join your team. Or maybe you can get a ton of customers, but you just don't have people that see the vision. Or maybe you got off the ground really fast, but you kind of have plateaued. Or maybe you've been in for years, but you feel like you're in a rut. How awesome to realize that you are not in it alone. Other people are feeling those same things, but then you're hearing what did they do to overcome those exact same obstacles. It's giving you that belief, that inspiration, that those ideas, that motivation on how you can have that same success and grow your business. As Michelle talked about too, really use this as a platform for putting your leaders forward. It's incredible what happens when people speak on these calls. And you guys, we all still, or I still get nervous. And you know, I hear again and again, people are terrified the first time they get on the call. But that's part of this business. It's all about personal growth. And I love that these calls are all recorded, no excuses. You know, Carrie always says we do 3 things in this business. Number 1, we expose people to this opportunity and these products, right? Bottom line, your business is not going to grow unless you put people in front of it. So use those Thursday night calls. Then we promote event to event. You know, we kind of realized on Monday as a group that we were not doing the best job at promoting it like we had in the beginning and pulling together, pushing hard on each event. And it's just unbelievable the difference. Promotion, talking it up, reminding people, quick texts, quick emails, things like that. And keeping people plugged in, and that's unbelievable the difference it makes in your business. So use this, promote to these, promote to your home meetings, then build your bigger LV academies to elite, to convention and things like that. And then the third thing we always do is we build community. So you're not in this alone. These series of calls and webinars, that's a huge component of building community. So just know that these are tools that are part of the system, so that way you don't have to be the resource, right? Nobody wants to be the only person presenting or the only person training their team or the only person inspiring people. That's exhausting. And then you are limited to you can only go as far as you're capable of it. Nobody wants that, right? We all want exponential growth, unlimited possibilities. By utilizing the system, that's what can happen. So promote the heck out of the calls. We are doing this for you guys. I love this business model. How incredible that you get a team with all different backgrounds, different strengths, just different personalities that are in it to help you. And it's up to you, though, to utilize those resources. So I'm going to turn it over to Shawn Poe, Pro 8. Shawn and Michelle Poe, absolutely incredible. I love Shawn's brilliant business mind. I love his commitment. I love his passion. I love how they have taken complete ownership, zero excuses. So Shawn, let's hear your thoughts and wrap the call for us.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, let's wrap this up. This is awesome information and really just giving you guys the framework of what we want to get going in 2017. And that's really getting back to what we were doing in 2010, 2011, 2012. It starts with that Monday morning motivational call, getting your mindset right, getting you jacked up for the week, heading into that Thursday opportunity call. I can't tell you how many nights that we didn't even have a guest, but we had listened to it to understand how to do the presentation, and we were still trying to get guests on there with us. And then heading into these Sunday calls, it's just going to be an amazing, quick group of information that we're going to send out to people on the basics, getting back to the basics, teaching people what they need to do to unwrap all the complexities that we tried to incorporate into this business. Just what we need to do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis to get your business where you need to be. So you're going to see this over and over again. We're going to be promoting machines, I'm telling you. And we proved it tonight, you guys. We had no idea how many people were going to be jumping onto this. And, you know, you don't want to set up the room for 500 and have 50 people show up at the door. So, you know, there were reasons we put this and did it the format that we decided to do it. And if people continue to show up in the massive numbers that we're seeing tonight, I'm telling you, you're going to see the numbers go up from 200 to 300 to 500 very, very rapidly. We're committed to doing this. We're committed to your success in 2017. So it's just a matter of you pouring back out what we're pouring into you. So again, we're going to promote these. You're going to hear about these Sunday calls. You're going to hear about the Monday motivational calls. You're going to hear about Thursdays, and we're going to promote those just like we do any other events. It's going to continue to happen over and over again. Next Sunday, there's something called the Super Bowl happening. So we decided to hold off one more week. We're not going to have the very first training call happen until February 12th. But in the meantime, this coming week, tomorrow, we're going to have the Monday morning motivational call as we have for the past 7 years. Thursday night, there's going to be the opportunity call as we've had the past 7 years. Use these calls to your advantage. And like everybody else has said, they're recorded, so there's no excuse. Do it while you're getting ready in the morning, listening to it on your car ride to or from work. Find a time that you can incorporate these things and make it part of your weekly mode of operation. And I tell you, your business will continue to grow. It's going to put you in the right mindset, in the right frame of mind to continue to reach out to people, get this in front of new people, follow up with the people that have already seen it, and then do that self-development. You're going to see absolutely phenomenal things in 2017. So with that, I want to thank everybody for jumping on. I think it's amazing that we blew up the lines. Let people know, jump on this early on February 12th, and we're going to see how many people are jumping on February 12th. I will post this immediately after the recording has downloaded onto my computer. I'm going to post it up onto Facebook. I'll send Stu, first of all, the link to it, and then all the other leaders from there. And I want to thank all the Crossline people that are jumping on here too. We really, really appreciate the leadership. If you knew what some of these businesses have that have jumped onto this call, I mean, we're talking like Sharice Matthews, Sherry Gillespie, Marcy Steiner, all of these people have multi-million-dollar businesses, you guys, and they jumped on to support this and run with this too. And we've heard text message after text message from other leaders that were trying to get on, just couldn't get on. So we'll get that recording out to everybody as fast as possible. Have an amazing week. 2017 is going to be unlike any other year LifeVantage and our organization has ever seen before. Super excited for everything. You're leaning in. She wants to say something.
Monday morning motivational call, 11 o'clock. Thursday night, 8:30 Central.
All right, you guys have a great week, and let us know how we can help end your month strong. Get everybody rank advanced as fast as possible as well. Anybody else that wants to jump on? We're
Carrie,
good.
Maria,
We're good.
or Mark?
Carrie, Maria, Mark, Stu.
Anything else?
We're good. We're going to end
Push
them.
red month end. Couple days left. Let's
That's
do
right.
it, guys. Let's rank advance. Let's get people earning the 500 and the 1,000. Woohoo!
All right, you guys have a
I'll
great
do
week.
it. Thanks, you guys. Awesome job.
Thanks, Stu.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great week.
I'm Mr. Brian.